No. What ma'am is saying today. I welcome you all in my channel Fun to Science. Here we are going to discuss living things today, as you all can see here. So what is living thing? We will start with a story, the story of early man, because science begins with human being, with the advancement of the brains of human. कह सकते हैं साइंस जो है ह्यूमन के दिमाग की उपज है. Now, क्या हुआ? Long ago, when human were in ancient time, it used to roam around here and there and used to observe things, various kind of things, very thundering clouds, a very smooth flowing river, roaring waterfalls, and a very soft soil. Yes, and very cottony flowers. You can see leaves, that dewdrops on the leaves, suddenly rain coming. Used to live in caves. Then it used to hear the roar of lion, used to get scared of it. What was it? It was all observation. And humans started observing things. Then what it did? It started discriminating things. One thing came in his mind, and that was when it was touching something, that thing used to respond. Like mimosa plant, it used to touch the leaves, it get closed. There was pitcher plant. You know that pitcher plant? Okay, when fly was sitting on the pitcher plant, it used to sink inside and the lid of the pitcher plant used to get closed. There was river. When he used to touch the water of the river, he used to feel cold. But river was not responding to the touch of human being. So it divided these two things into the one which was responding to the touch of human being, that it called as biotic. That means it is full of life. It was having life. And another thing which was free of, independent of response to the human being. जैसे कि तुम रिवर में जाओगे और रिवर को टच करोगे तो रिवर अपना रास्ता नहीं बदलेगी. वैसे माउंटेन को टच करोगे तो वो चिल्लाएगा नहीं. वही लायन को टच करोगे तो डेफिनेटली चिल्लाएगा. So those things which was not responding to human being, it's called as abiotic. So now you understood, abiotic is a category in which the organism, the things like water, river, sea, mountain, sandstones, clouds, land, all this come. And biotic is a category in which two things came. One was plant, which we all see in our surrounding, and another was animal. Now, हुआ क्या? मजेदार बात ये हुई कि प्लांट एंड एनिमल से डर लगने लगा, थंडरिंग से डर लगने लगा, एंड इस डर को भगाने के लिए एक नई चीज थॉट दिमाग में आई, एंड दैट वाज गॉड इज गोइंग टू सेव अस. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज एंथ्रोपोसेंट्रिक व्यू. दैट मीन्स ह्यूमन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट, बाकी सब इसके सपोर्ट में. एंड दिस ह्यूमन को सेव करने के लिए वन सुपर पावर विच इज कॉल्ड एज गॉड. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, ह्यूमन वॉज become more and more introvert, and there was limited research in the field of biology in ancient time. But as the time grew, various philosophers and thinkers, they came and they started observing things, collecting the data on the basis of their observation, and this monumental collection of data and their systematic description gave rise to a field of biology which is called as taxonomy. So this taxonomy was the field in which the biotic field developed. The biotic field of biology developed. This taxonomy leads to the naming of organism by identification on the basis of characteristic. This identification on the basis of characteristic happened. After identifying things, there was the naming of organisms and plants, which is called as nomenclature. And on the basis of naming and identification, that means on and all, on the basis of characteristic, there was classification or grouping of thing happens. So, biotic field was now more and more systematic. Okay, we started naming the things. We started identifying characteristic. The major characteristic which was supposed to describe was what is living thing. How do we define this living thing? So, for defining this living thing, the philosophers, thinkers and scientists of ancient time, they took up certain defined characteristics which were common to all. And on the basis of these characters, they studied each and every thing and they classify them into living and non-living, or I would say biotic and abiotic. So let us discuss first those characteristics, and on the basis of those characteristics, how do we define living thing? So the first characteristic to define living thing was taken, yes, it is growth. We all love growing and we cherish our growing years. Human being born as a small little baby, then gradually years by years it grows into an adult, okay, and then it grew old. This is called a growth of human being. Similarly, there was a growth of little kitten into a cat, a little puppy into an adult dog. So this is called as growth. Growth means there is increase in number as well as in mass of an organism. That means वजन में भी बढ़ेगा और नंबर में भी बढ़ेगा. जैसे कि हम लोग ह्यूमन बीइंग वी बॉर्न एज अ 9 pound बेबी, और जब हम बड़े हो जाते हैं तो वी बिकम 40, 50, 60, 70 kgs. No? So we grew in mass. That means growth is perfect. Similarly, there are so many human beings in world, all over world. So number of human being, population is also increased. So we grew in number also. So growth is defined as a characteristic of living thing. Suppose you have not opened a book and kept it closed for some time. Gradually layer of dust grew on that book. And after some time, if you will see that book, you will see बहुत सारा dust is deposited on that book. So there is a growth of dust. Okay. Similarly, there is a growth of stone by accumulating mass of dust on the stone. There is a growth of mountain by accumulating soil over it. There is a growth of river due to in addition of water. It swells and become very big in size during rainy season. Is it a growth? No, it is not a growth. So growth do not alone describes the criteria of being a living thing. So second characteristic which was taken into consideration is, yes, it is It is reproduction. Reproduction means giving rise to progeny. That means cat give rise to kitten, and kitten is exactly like a cat. Dog gives birth to puppy, and puppy is exactly like a dog. Human being give birth to small baby, which when grew up becomes like its parents. So this is called as reproduction, and each and every living thing has a capability of reproducing and giving rise to a baby which is like its own. Now, reproduction, if I consider fungus, it reproduces by small little spores. They are black dust kind of spores which germinate and give rise to mycelia of fungus. Similarly, there is one organism which we call planaria. It is like this. If I fragment, that means cut this planaria into many pieces, then each and every piece will grow into an adult planaria. Like this. That means this planaria I cut into 3 pieces and it can give rise to 3 new planarias. You see, they are progeny. This is also a mode of reproduction. So can't they be keeping in the category of living thing? Take a bacteria. Bacteria is one cell. When it divides, okay, supposed to be, this is a bacteria. This bacterial cell divides into 2 and give rise to 2 bacteria. Here, actually it is doing cell division. Now, it is doing cell division, but number is also increasing. So, cell division and reproduction, is it one and the same thing for higher animal also? So, reproduction cannot alone be defined as a criteria for being living thing. I want to discuss the third characteristic, and that third characteristic is movement. So according to this characteristic, anything that moves, that shows movement is living thing. Like you can walk. Yes, you go walk and go to your friend's house. I can walk, I can move my hands. Okay, ant can walk. Similarly, dog can walk. Cat can walk. Mosquitoes can fly. Birds can fly. So they are showing movement. Plants can walk. Huh? What Mrs. telling? Plants can walk? No. They cannot walk, but they show movement. How? When breeze is there, then there is a rumbling of leaves and plant move from here to there and here to there. So this swinging is movement. When you touch mimosa, then or touch me not plant, the leaves suddenly shrinks. Okay, as if they are saying, no, don't touch me. So that is touch me not. That is a kind of movement. So this movement is shown by the living things. So movement is a characteristic which is also showing that they are living things. Now, the fourth criteria which was saying it is a living thing is metabolic activity or metabolism. Now, what is this metabolism? Metabolism का मतलब है कि हमने कोई केमिकल इनटेक किया, इसको ब्रेक डाउन किया और इसमें से जो एनर्जी रिलीज हुई उस एनर्जी को अपने सर्वाइवल के लिए यूज किया. दैट मीन्स वी हैव ईटन फूड. ओके, फूड में से आया कार्बोहाइड्रेट. You all know carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a source of energy. So carbohydrate को हमने अंदर बॉडी में लिया और उसको ब्रेक डाउन किया. Break down into smaller pieces so that energy is released from carbohydrate molecule. That energy we use to do various activities. So this is called metabolism. Likewise, we use various chemicals for doing the things, generating the chemicals which are helping us in our metabolic activity or in our survival. So this metabolic activity is very important for survival, and each and every living thing carry out metabolic activity of various kinds in the body according to the need for its survival. So it is very important characteristic, and without it, living thing cannot be defined. Living thing has to carry out metabolic activity for survival. Next, a very interesting characteristic of living thing is, yes, अगर मैं तुम्हें डांटूं तो, अगर मैं तुम्हें shout करूं, ha, what will happen? You will get scared. See, I will do. Ha! What do you happen? Yes, you get scared. No? So that is response. And this is a characteristic of responsiveness, which each and every living thing do. And that was the first observation which ancient man did. So, responsiveness, a very important characteristic to define living thing. Whenever there is a stimulus, स्टिमुलस का मतलब होता है कोई भी सराउंडिंग में रहने वाला एक पुश जो हम एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं थ्रू अवर सेंसरी ऑर्गन्स. व्हाट आर सेंसरी ऑर्गन? नोज, माउथ और टंग, ईयर, स्किन. ओके, सो थ्रू अवर सेंसरी ऑर्गन्स whatever we observe, we give response to it. So that is called as responsiveness. जैसे कि मैंने तुमको शाउट किया, तुम डर गए. मैं एक जोक क्रैक करती हूँ, ठीक है, तो तुम खुश हो जाओगे, एकदम हंसने लगोगे. That is responsiveness, and this is major characteristic of living thing. So if I am cracking a joke and you are laughing, and if I am teaching this and you are writing in comment, Miss, I love this lecture, then मैं कहूंगी कि जिंदा है हम. Right? So these are the characteristic of living thing. So we will compile it in a way that living things can be defined as self-replicating. That means giving rise to our own progeny, the babies like themselves. Evolving, that means metabolically they are continuously changing according to the atmosphere or surrounding they are getting. Self-regulating, that means they are showing the movement, they are showing the growth. And interactive systems which are capable of responding to external stimuli are called as living thing. So here we end our lecture by defining living thing. I hope now you have understood how can we define living thing on the basis of 5 major characteristics. Do write in comment that you have understood or not. If you have any queries, that are most welcome. But before leaving, subscribe my channel and like the video. See you in next video. Till then, bye bye.